So, when you have a progressively wound spring, which side goes up? That's 7 in 3 inches. This is 6 in 3 inches. Sorry about that. And it doesn't matter. Compress is the same. I've always put this wound up side bottom. So it doesn't matter. So this cap won't thread on. And I don't have a tap that does it. I've got a 1.5 and a 1.75. See that material in there? So I'm using this fine sharp point. Now I'm touching that material. And I'm running this point through here, chasing the threads. Okay, so I just got that, whatever that is. And in a moment, hopefully it'll work. If I get it to work, then I'll put it on and order another one. So this is a way to chase threads, okay? You get in there and you have to be very slow and take your time. So this is where I am. I've chased this thing around and I'm going to pull it out now. Yeah, it's not cool. Sorry. So that's actually part of the aluminum thread that's cross-threaded. So, I'll be right back. Alright, so we've chased those threads all around. And if you're very patient and use one of these and keep doing this, you can feel it because it's going to come out of the groove if something's wrong. This is aluminum, this isn't steel. So I think it's going to work. I'll be right back. Alright, so that threaded on almost like it was normal. That probably took 20 minutes. So now I'll just get another one. But at least I can put this together and get things going. So this was extremely unpleasant. I'm going to guess it took me 3 hours. Had to remove this again and examine it because I thought I must have done something wrong, but I didn't. Went ahead and reamed it out a little bit again with some 600. Wasn't the problem. Don't know what the problem was. I couldn't fill this with fluid by hand because it's a very small hole, and while I have a syringe, I don't have a needle going down here. Okay, so I couldn't find anything wrong in here, so I dismounted all of this and lifted this up here and worked with it up here and put the old rotor in place. And what I wound up doing was putting fluid down in there, right? Put extra fluid in there, filled this area with where the piston is with fluid, and checked it, and it worked. Then when I got this mounted, I had to break this union, and by repeated applications, it eventually bled the air off. So I suggest if you're rebuilding this stuff, you cram as much fluid as you can in here. Maybe buy a needle for your syringe. Then you could fill this, from here, you could just fill this with fluid, right? And put as much fluid as you can in this cylinder and do what you can to secure this in so it can't leak out. So what I did was fill this with fluid and install it right now. Okay, so it could have been more than 3 hours. I've had this kind of stuff happen before. And if you've worked on bikes a lot, I'm sure you have too. Anyhow, now the front brake works. So now we have a front end's reassembled. And we'll get this all put back into place. And because I was working alone, I used some tape, right? So I would tape this in the position and then open that bleeding valve. So that's what the tape's all about. I'm working alone. So these are some of the hones I use, cylinders. Some people say don't use a ball hone. I never had a problem. This one's wrapped up. This is the one I used on the front brake master cylinder. This one I don't remember. 600 grit is usually what you use to do what you have to do.